All right, early look at the weather, and here's why. Because you just heard Rick say it's going to be a nice weekend in the Treasure Valley. Warm temperatures, unlike last weekend when we started getting soaked from a worn down bomb cyclone that was hovering over southern Idaho for a few days. Whether you like the rain or not, you have to know it was much needed here in southern Idaho, considering a record-breaking drought year. But was it enough to pull us out of these extreme drought levels? Katya Stepovic found out.
They call it the bomb cyclone, the atmospheric river that brought rain, wind, and snow from the coast of California all the way into Idaho.
It really hit San Francisco, and that's where they had the crazy flooding. Came over the Sierras and up through Nevada and over the Hawaiis and up into the Boise front and then back into those central mountains. So it really hit the area of the state that's been in drought pretty hard.
David Hokema, hydrologist with the Idaho Department of Water Resources, says under Idaho's current drought conditions, right now, any kind of precipitation is welcome.
You know, we're sitting in a really good spot. This is just an ideal storm system that came in and hit right where it needed to hit.
According to the National Weather Service, this October is already the 5th wettest October in Idaho since 1940. Boise has received 1.95 inches of rain just this month, which is well above the normal October value of 0.92 inches. But with the reservoirs near record lows for this time of the year, Hokema says this water year, which started October 1st, needs to bring 120% of normal precipitation.
We're going to need, on the Snake and the Boise, more than average, because right now the reservoir systems were brought down to about 10% of their content. And it takes, more than an average year to restore your reservoir system. Southeastern Idaho hasn't seen quite the level of precipitation, and northern Idaho up in the Palouse is still really dry.
While the recent storm is an optimistic start to the water year, he says we have got a long way to go.
Yeah, the soil moisture at the Snowtell sites in the Big Wood River and the Little Wood, we're seeing the soil moisture come up, which is awesome. It means that if we can get some snowpack now on top of that those wet soils, they'll have a much more efficient runoff. And last year, the runoff efficiency was terrible.
A La Nina year is predicted, which is typically good because they tend to bring above average snowpacks. But there's a catch with this one.
We've had 4 back-to-back La Ninas, and the following La Nina has always been drier than the one before. And since our last La Nina was just under average, if that pattern continues, we'll be in for another year of drought. Hopefully that pattern breaks, and if it does, we'll be really thankful, but right now there's a lot of concern.
The 5-day precipitation totals measured 3 to 4 inches at several locations in the Boise Mountains, which fed streams in the Boise River Basin. The only hope is that that continues.
I would just encourage people not to get too excited as they see another atmospheric river come in. It's what we need to see and what we're really hoping to see, but it's going to take 2 or 3 of these big atmospheric rivers to really turn the situation around.
For some perspective, 2016, when we called it Snowmageddon, that was a La Nina year, Katya. You weren't here yet, but you'll learn about it, I'm sure. But
I've heard all about it.
Yeah, the question that we have, though, okay, so 3+ days of rain, was that really enough to do much for our drought?
It did a little bit, and I want to show that in detail. And we have a graphic right here of the drought conditions in Idaho. And take a look at this. This was last month, and you can kind of see 100% of Idaho abnormally dry, but the real change here was the exceptional drought, and that's that kind of dark maroon color in central Idaho. Take a look at the difference in just 1 month. We go to the current, and it's just kind of shrunken a little bit in central Idaho. So it went from 23% of exceptional drought to 14%. So there is that slight change, but like you heard him say, we're going to need at least 3 more of these atmospheric rivers to really change what we're seeing and reverse this drought situation.
Yeah, so every little bit counts, as he said. Starting to see that saturation level coming up in the ground. That's a good thing, so let's continue to do that. All right, thank you very much, Katya.